Well, good evening, folks, to the weekly tournament here at Rewind Gaming. It's week 71, and we are back into the swing of threes. We've got a fantastic few brackets to watch. My name is Ira Leak, and I'm joined by a real legend of the scene, X-Fighter. How are you doing, good sir?
It's kind of an interesting thing that you call me a legend. I'm quite flattered by that, honestly.
I'm trying to buddy you up early.
Yeah. It's just starting to blush already, right off the bat. But it's been a while since I've been back at Rewind. I'd love to cast more often here for these guys because honestly, the guys behind the scenes working at Rewind have been amazing. I've actually met these guys for two times already, especially like this year. Did you finish in an all-CS line? I managed to meet some of the guys behind Rewind, and these guys are just honestly amazing. It's really a lot of awesome dudes just the meeting all around. It's just a really cool EU organization, just really putting a lot of work in. So these guys just deserve a little bit of credit. No, not even a little bit. Scrap that. Just deserve a lot of credit because they do a lot of hard work. So they just deserve the recognition for the work they put in. But it's good to be back, though. It's been a while. Work has prevented me to cast for Rewind for a little bit. But, I've got a little bit of a holiday, like 1 week, so I'm back. It's good to be back. And I get to cast with a new co-cast. I haven't casted with you before, Illik. If I pronounce your name correctly, please correct me if I don't. It's Iralik, right?
Iralik, close enough. Sometimes I don't know how to say it, to be honest. I mean, and actually, mind you, it's a good thing to play off three very important people behind the scenes, Beanberg, BN, TSW, and Tractor Manager, all helping out with the lobbies and with the stream. And go send those guys some love as well in chat. And speaking of chat, hello, nice to see you with us. Be sure to ! Maturino in chat, and that'll take you to a link which should allow you, with the code RGW71, to donate 50 cents to the prize pool today, which will be given to the winners of this tournament.
Every single donation can help. And I mean, looking at the competition we had, I actually had a team named after myself today. I'm kind of sad I didn't make it, to round two, which is kind of sad. I mean, I know some of these guys in that team were actually pretty darn good. So it's kind of a shame they didn't make it through. But, you can't always predict whatever is going on. But we got some pretty good teams going on in these rounds. And that's the thing that I really like about these sorts of tournaments that Rewind hosts. There's actually quite a few interesting teams joining up today, so I'm quite curious to see some of these, especially teams like Diffuse Kids. Got No Name, that's the match we're probably going to watch next up, but also teams like Embrace and stuff like that. I'm really curious to see what they're going to be able to perform for us today right here in this tournament. So I'm really curious to see what these guys are going to be able to perform. And, it's good to be back. It's good to be back at Rewind, honestly.
It's great to have you. Let's actually get ready for this first game then. Got No Name versus Diffuse Kids. These guys recently picked up by Diffuse Kids, actually, so very exciting times for them. You join us at the round of 16 at this point. It's a best of three, so crucial, actually, at this point, X-Fighter, to pick up that win, because as soon as you pick up that win, you're already on match point. It's a huge advantage.
Yeah, of course. Like, best out of three is a pretty difficult game mode. I mean, you don't really have too much time to lose a match. At the moment you actually lose a match, it's already a point behind, especially you already put the other team on match point. It's such a crucial thing. And it's quite dangerous. You don't really have a lot of time to really anticipate what the other team can do, especially like in best out of fives, what we're probably going to see in the finals. You have a lot more time to get used to the other playstyle. But right now, at the first match, you expect these teams to just go out of it right off the bat and just perform. They just have to perform. There's no time for error. And that is what makes best of three really interesting, because these teams, they just have to perform. And, if they make a mistake, it can be extremely hard to come back from that. But it's really interesting to see both of these teams. I'm not sure. I mean, I know that the Futures, I'm pretty sure that all three of those players are Dutch, but I'm not entirely sure I've got No Name. But you mentioned it previously while we were off stream, that these guys might actually be Dutch as well. So might be interesting to see what these guys are able to perform.
I believe there's actually a Dutchman on the other side of things as well. One of my favorite names I've come up and have the pleasure of casting on so far, Evil Mojito. He's actually someone who came out last time. Big thanks to Seb and Crow, by the way, last time our casters. He came out and really surprised the bracket with his play.
Okay. I mean, I'm honestly interested to see what he's going to be able to pull off. I like surprises. Occasionally in Rocket League, you just see some very interesting surprises with some of these teams. It's just, especially some of these players really tend to just pull off a certain tournaments and you just really surprises. And personally, I really like these sorts of stories where players that perhaps don't really catch my eye at the first bat, but suddenly just really perform so well and just, you know, have this sort of like feeling going on into a certain match and just really perform so well. It's something that's always amazing to me, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. So we're just looking to join here at Beckwith Park. And we're looking to get our first game of the stream underway. A quick reminder, use the exclamation mark Matcherino in chat to do all the nice things with the code RGW71. Donate 50 cents to the total match pool. It's sure to be a good first match. Honestly, with these bubble teams, I guess, no favorites though.
I might just give it to Diffuse. I know as a caster, you can't really be biased, but, you know, as a Dutch guy, I kind of have to, you know, perhaps shift my favorite a little bit towards the Dutch team. I don't know. But the Diffuse Kids, they've already made their names. They've already played in a lot of events, especially a few LAN events as well. It's a name that has been reckoned, especially in the bubble team level. And I feel they've got a pretty good result. But, you know, I've seen things go really crazy in these Rocket League tournaments, especially like Got No Name. Perhaps they're going to be able to surprise me and just, you know, just bring a really good game. I mean, it's best out of 3. Anything can honestly happen. And it's going to be perhaps being close. I like close matches, honestly. Like I like excitement matches where everything goes all the way towards game 3 and just make it extremely exciting. Perhaps a few overtimes, who knows? But I might just give it towards Diffuse Kids. Just perhaps they have a little bit of an edge on this one.
I think I'm liking the look of them as well, and to be picked up by the org Diffuse Kids, of course, is actually that's a real big boom. I think when you've got a team behind you saying we're going to put our faith in you.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, Diffuse Kids have been around in the Rocket League scene for a while now, but actually picking up this team, it looks like a very solid roster. These guys have been playing together for a while now. Some of these, especially Polly and Zaptimus, have been part of Pulse, a very big freestyle clan as well in the Rocket League scene. I don't have to introduce them. Kalamanis, though, I'm personally not too much known with what he's able to do, so I'm just going to see what he's able to pull off today here. But same with Evil Mojito, Extra, and Vortex. I mean, I'm very curious what these guys are going to be able to pull off in this match today.
Well, let's kick off here. Game 1 of Series 1 is the round of 16. Got No Name in the orange and Diffuse Kids in the blue. Nice and simple. Let's get Rocket Leaguing. Polly into the corner. Picked up by Vortex, clearing out. Double commit there up, but it's well cleared in the end. Goes to Evil Mojito. Polly looking to intercept in midair, does so. And a bit of a slow start from the Team Zen fighter as they're just looking to get the groove on after what's been a very long wait. Although that said, Polly's not waiting around. That's goal number 1.
I mean, you just mentioned that it was going to be a slow start. Usually you see teams just really trying to anticipate what the other team is going to be able to do. It's a bit of an unfortunate touch. I believe it was from Even Mojito actually getting that own goal. That's not the start that you want as a team, and it's 1-0 right now for Diffuse Kids. It's a very early on start for them, and they're going to be able to trying to increase that a little bit more.
Thankfully for them, 4 more minutes to try and get a goal back. Alternatively, might be 4 more minutes for them to do even worse. That said, open net, quickly cut off by Kelmanis there. Vortex almost with an open goal to shoot at. Evil Mojito as well with an open net. Turns out to be a pretty good cross for Extra, though.
I mean, I would have expected them to clear it out a little bit farther, but just that a bit of a poor touch right there from Polly. Really, just a back clear. 2 players, I believe Polly and Zaptimus, were on both sides of that corner and just really put them in an awkward position and really just gave a free granted goal towards Got No Name, and it's now tied up once again. Blow
for a blow. Promises good things in these early stages. Vortex with the ball. Cut out by Polly. It's a shot off the backboard there, cleared by Zaptimist. Extra coming in to challenge, but Polly clears. Vortex is going to pick this up now, try and take it across the wall. And once again cleared out by Zaptimist. He's going to go for the follow-up, but well cut out there by Evil Mojito.
That's a bit of a slow play. Like, most of these teams really trying to figure out what these teams do. Oh my god, that touch from Vortex might actually stop his team. They're trying to get something going there. Can't really find the angle. They still have that pressure going though. Maybe Evil Mojito. No, he still can't find that angle. But I like the pressure, like the switch around from Got No Name. Even though they have like one chance, they're still able to pull a lot of shots on the net, bring a lot of pressure onto the Diffuse Kids. And the Diffuse Kids, even though it's a slow game, that sort of pressure might actually catch them off guard.
Shot straight into the middle of a player there from Extra. Kelmanis looking to try and wrangle up what was a little bit of a delayed clearance there. Extra not with the best touch, but Evil Mojito able to help out his teammate. And that's another shot into the middle there, cleared by Zaptimus. Kelmanis in midfield brings it back to Zaptimus. Another good shot on target, followed up by Zaptimus, but it's cleared once again. These teams, it's really close. I'm really liking the waves of pressure that we're getting from both of them. And now it looks like it's going to be back to Got No Name.
I really enjoyed the way that Calamanis decided to go for that attempt. I mean, he didn't decide to just go all egocentric and just go for the shot. He decided, you know what, I'm just going to tip it back towards his team and try to create more of an opportunity. Try to lure out the defender out of that goalie. Try to go for that shot. And just some interesting plays you see out of these teams. And that could be the difference in either winning these sorts of matches. Really interesting play from them.
Well, that was a miss by Vortex, but it was cleared up nicely. Polly doesn't really find Zaptimus in the midfield there, but still picks it up. A whiff from both players. Finds its way to Kelmanis with a boomer. It goes wide, but nobody was in net. That would have been disaster if it had gone in. 1 minute 50 left on the clock. And Extra into the corner now, looking to make a play into the middle. It's off the backboard, cleared by Kelmanis. And out by Zaptimus. Not the best clearance. It's back to Evil Mojito. Just looking to keep possession for now.
And these teams just trying to find a way into the defense. I feel like both of these teams really have got their defense down. A lot of focus right now, but perhaps this could be an opportunity. Good defense, though, from the guys of Got No Name. Right now, it's just really searching for that small, tiny defensive mistake. Both of these teams trying to get that lead into this matchup in the first round.
Seems pretty clear to me from the stats, even at this 1 minute mark. Diffuse Kids, they're all getting involved. Vortex has found it very difficult to get into this game, though. And, oh, is that an open net? That's a massive... Oh, what a bump I thought that was. Ultimately, the ball going into the net, X-Fighter, but a massive mistake from Evil Mojito.
That's just a massive overcommit from Got No Name. I feel like, especially at the stage they were in right now, 1 minute left, you just not want to overcommit that extremely much. And it's pretty much a granted free goal for the Diffuse Kids, and they're going to take it. Seems like that, even if you have like a wide open net, especially in these tournaments, you just have to take it. And right now, just looking at what Got No Name has got to do with response to that.
Small margins that wins you a Rocket League game, and unfortunately, that margin was breached on the particular occasion. They've got 45 seconds to try and salvage an equalizer. Kelmanis, though, to Zaptimus, just barely misses the ball. It's cleared by Vortex, straight into the path of Polly, though. Brought out by Evil Mojito. Down off the wall from Vortex to Extra. Polly with the miss, and Extra brings it across net. No one there able to finish up. It comes off the top of the box as well there. And a boomer is straight to Polly, who misses a great opportunity, as does Zaptimus as well. Two massive opportunities to make it 3-1.
That's a really interesting opportunity for Diffuse Kids. They could have just sealed the deal, but perhaps, with these 5 seconds left, I see some crazy goals happening, and Rocket League, Got No Name, still has that ball up. Nope, it's going to be Diffuse Kids taking the first point. But I have to be honest, it's not really too much of a very convincing round for either of these teams. They started off really well, a lot of patience, but I'm not too convinced from either of these teams. I feel like they're just warming up a little bit. I like to see a lot more aggression, a lot more action from both of these teams, because I feel like they're just holding back a little bit too much.
To me, the scoreboard is telling plenty of stories. Combined, the Diffuse Kids had as many shots as Extra on his own. The difference being, Diffuse Kids, their defense was on point. And I know we can talk about Vortex not getting into the game, but I'm looking at that one mistake from Evil Mojito. That was ultimately the goal that swung the game in Diffuse Kids' way. And now, not only that, but they're going to have a huge boom of confidence. They're on match point. They're just one win away from progressing into the quarterfinals.
Yeah, and that's what I said early on. It's like best out of 3, there's no room for error. Just so many small mistakes that Got No Name made. That small little overcommit just pretty much made sure that Diffuse Kids got that first round in. They're going to be very secure on that one. And I said it before, like I felt a little bit more into the favor of Diffuse Kids winning this round. But perhaps, you know, it's a very close round. I feel like still, if the guys from Got No Name are able to just clear up those small, perhaps be a little bit more active into the field, perhaps be a little bit more aggressive, they might actually be pretty much of a danger for Diffuse Kids. And make things even more scary for Diffuse Kids, because I feel like Got No Name have their chances going up, but I feel like they just need a little bit more aggression to actually pull things off.
They need a bit more clinicalness as well, I guess. They need to get not just those shots on target, but they need to get it past the people in net, and ultimately that is what Diffuse Kids did well. We're underway here in game 2, potentially of 2, as I say, match point in this best of 3 fight. And currently in the possession of Diffuse Kids. Kelmanus not able to get it past Evil Mojito. Vortex locked out. It heads over to his teammate Extra though. Zaptimist attempting to block that. Unsuccessful. Kelmanus should be able to clear this nicely. It's off the board. And it's a nice carry as well, right into the center of the midfield. No boost though. And he's still able to block Extra though. The Got No Name member able to pick up possession. It's over to Polly now. And Evil Mojito, again, closing down. That's a big feature from Got No Name so far. Although now, here's the problem on the counter-attack. It's Zaptimist, again, closed out by Extra. That's what they're doing better in these early stages, Fighter.
Yeah, but it's just like they had the very good chance of the future of Zaptimist just pushing forward. There's just a slight double commit on offense, a little bit of a communication hiccup. It's Zaptimist just had a hesitation right there. Like, is he going to flick it up, or is he just going to try to give a pass towards his teammate? He just really didn't make a very clear decision for Kalaman to just go up for that. Look at that chance, though, for Evil Mojito. That was a very good passing opportunity. They might actually get something going up here. Extra, a little bit of a slow pass. It feels like just Vortex just wasn't really able to anticipate on that. It was a bit confusing. Maybe they get something out of this attack. No, just not yet. Septimus, a very good play from him, just pushing that towards the corner to make sure that attack isn't as dangerous as it was.
It has been all Got No Name in the first 2 minutes of game 2 here. Extra with another great shot. Oh, and off the crossbar by Vortex. Off the crossbar again by Evil Mojito. Third time lucky, no. It's in fact caught out there. Vortex with the clearance on his own teammate. But goodness me, Got No Name with all the aggression so far here is looking very good for them. They just need one shot to go in, and this pressure will be rewarded. Zaptimist over to Polly though. Is it going to be a counter-attack? No. Good save from Vortex, and it's cleared once again.
I mean, you mentioned Vortex not really putting in much of towards his name in the last round, but he's just being so important for his team right now. Making sure so many of these clears, making sure they don't really find the back of the net. He's doing a really good job so far, keeping that net clean. But right now, it's a part of Got No Name trying to score those goals. Really close there. That shot from Extra, not close enough.
He's being the classic nuisance. Nice pass over to Evil Mojito from Extra. Double commit there. Polly with the clearance. Zaptimist looking to get it into the corner. Does so successfully. Extra now off the crossbar. How many times are they going to hit it? I feel like it's as if luck's not going their way, unfortunately, but they're doing everything that they can to get a win on the board. Polly intercepts in midair. Evil Mojito straight up. Very early play. Great cross into the box again by Vortex. No one there because the rotation was still falling back into place. Mojito trying to get another clearance and more pressure. I don't think the ball has been in Got No Name's half for more than 30 seconds.
And they're doing a really good job. You can see that the Diffuse Kids currently are a bit stressing out and a bit panicking once that ball comes in towards their blue zone, especially in those last couple of moments right in front of the net. Good fake, though, from Extra. Actually tried to set up his teammate there. Really actually find Vortex there. Really good block there from the Diffuse Kids. But I like the way that Got No Name tried to change up the strategy, try to play a little bit more towards that passing ball, because you've seen in the professional league of Rocket League as well, a lot of these teams really focus on that, just those infield passes, a lot of passes overall, and it creates so much speed on the ball, creates so many really good, interesting opportunities, and that creates the best chances overall.
The Diffuse Kids didn't have many shots on target last game, but they've only had one on target this game. to Got No Name's 5s. And it's Got No Name 5. I don't know why I said 5s then. Never mind. Extra into the oh, is that it? It's finally in. Goodness me. 4.5 minutes of pressure fighter. It finally pays off with Extra and Vortex combining for a fake.
I wasn't too impressed with the defense of Diffuse Kids. I felt like a lot of their players were just trying to get that ball out of their half, but not too much pressure from Diffuse Kids, as we saw in the last round, where they had a lot of shots on Got No Name's side. Right now, it just feels like Got No Name has a lot of control over this match, and it might become really interesting to see what they've got into return. But they might actually get the 2-0 right here. That might actually seal the deal here for round number 2, as they get a 2-0 lead right here with 20 seconds left.
Vortex and Extra combining once again to double down their scoreline. 20 seconds remaining. Not impossible, of course, for the Fuse Kids to get back into this, but the way this match has been going, it would be a big surprise if they did. Vortex there just susses out Polly so easily. Extra with the fancy flicks. Vortex trying to combine again, doesn't work out this time, but with 5 seconds left, it's looking less and less likely. Maybe a consolation goal for the Diffuse Kids. No, they don't even get that. Well, what a response from Got No Name, fully dominating that game.
A very convincing round from Got No Name. I mean, Diffuse Kids didn't really bring a lot of pressure. Only had 2 shots on net for the entire round. That's not a whole lot. It all came from Zaptimus. Polly tried to do his best right there, but I felt like just wasn't a lot of action from the Fuse Kids. I mean, they tried, but Got No Name really had the complete dominance over this entire match. And it's a bit of a thing that I'm kind of confused, especially after looking the first round. Like, the Fuse Kids seem to have like good dominance overall, seem to be pretty strong, but I've seen some hiccups here and there, and it's interesting to see how the Fuse Kids are going to be able to respond towards this round and going into the third one. Because the next one is going to be who's going to be able to advance. And right now, I might actually give it towards Got No Name, honestly.
I agree with you entirely. I think they found a way to bring Vortex in. We talk about those midfield plays, actually, and how Got No Name was really utilizing them a lot more. I think that's where Vortex has been feeling a lot more comfortable. He's able to pass it over, primarily to Extra in this particular case. He's their nominated striker, certainly from the stats. And it's just working. It's working wonderfully well. And even Mojito, he's not being forced into as many mistakes as we saw in Game 1. Are Diffuse Kids going to find a way to respond once again? We will have to find out. Already a mistake there as Polly missing the ball entirely. And already a goal on the board for Extra.
It's just an important goal from the Got No Name. A very big mistake there from Diffuse Kids. Bit of a hiccup once again in the defense. I feel like Diffuse Kids have to focus more on passing those plays, but not to overcommit as much. I mean, they're already at it's a 1-1 situation. They have to perhaps push it a little bit more, but they have to be careful not to overcommit it that much.
It's a complete role reversal from Game 1. We remember that massive mistake from Evil Mojito that eventually led to Diffuse Kids picking up Game 1. Polly there with a massive mistake themselves, and all of a sudden Got No Name, not just with all the momentum, but looking to take themselves into the quarterfinal. A demolish there from Polly on Evil Mojito, trying to maybe break up their rotation, but it's still with Got No Name. Vortex into the middle is cleared, double committed by Kale Manus, and Polly, they are on the ropes, they are struggling, they are panicking, X-Fighter.
And I feel like I just want to see a lot more passing play from the Fuse Kids. It currently feels like they're just trying to push that ball towards the orange zone. But I feel like if the Fuse Kids are able to just push a little bit more towards working together, it might work. But right now, it's just not working at all for them. It's Got No Name, got the 2-0 in right off the bat. They're just looking really comfortable. It's once again just a massive mistake from the Fuse Kids. And it's not really looking good at the moment for them.
Extra Thick gets 2 goals for the striker, and already we're at the scoreline, which it ended in match 2. Maybe as an attempt at a response, Diffuse Kids trying to be a bit more aggressive. Well, it's not working. It's not working, and unless they find something else different, then they are out of this tournament. A team that might very well have been considered favourites by some, taken out by again, Evil Mojito, we talked about him being one of the surprise packages in week 70. Once again, coming up trumps here with just over 3 minutes left. Cleared by Polly into the midfield, but Extra once again there on the rebound. Evil Mojito with a knockdown to Vortex, a triple commit in net. I know it was successful, Fighter, but it just goes to show how much the tables have turned.
There's just so much respect right now from the shots from Got No Name, and you can clearly see that Diffuse Kids currently have no response, and they just don't know what they do right now. Just don't know what they have to do in order to deal with the shots from Got No Name. You can see a lot of pressure right now from Got No Name, just putting a lot of pressure, a lot of shots on the net. It just, right now, it shows Diffuse Kids have had no shots on the net of Got No Name so far. I mean, we're pretty much halfway down the match, and right now, Extra is gonna score another one, but so far hasn't been an actual single response from Diffuse Kids at all this round.
He's been a bit of a frustrated striker, but all of a sudden all that pressure is relieving itself. Extra with the hat trick at half time here in game 3. What on earth do Diffuse Kids have to do to try and recover this situation now?
I feel like they just have to work a little bit more together. You can see a lot of communication hiccups, especially in their defense. A lot of double commits, jumping at the same time. Perhaps a little bit of hesitation, a little bit of panic here and there. I feel like if they just work a little bit better together, try to just compete a little bit more in the midfield as well. I feel like it's not really just always in their defense, always in their own safety zone, but they're just not really contesting at all in the midfield. And it's not really generating any chances for them at all.
Vortex picks up possession, and Kale Manus finally the ball in the orange half for a consistent amount of time. Zaptimist with the drop down, and it's missed by Kale Manus. That seemed like the best opportunity they've had all game. Zaptimist with another miss, and it's left to Polly to try and recover this one up, but again, Extra with the intercept. Vortex with the demolish on Polly, and it's a good save there from Zaptimist. But once again, Vortex with the hit. There's no consistency in their play whatsoever. Another intercept by Evil Mojito as we close in on that final minute.
I feel like just this game has been all Extra. Honestly, this guy's been doing so well. He's been carrying his entire team in his entire match. I mean, he's doing so well. Right now, we might see response from the Diffuse Kids as Septimus finally gets a shot in between those sticks, and this might be the return from the Diffuse Kids. I mean, 1 minute left, 2 goals. It's really possible for them to come back in this matchup.
That was a proper team goal as well. Brought into the area by Kale Manus. Off the backboard from Polly, and Zaptimist was up there so early to ensure that they at least get 1 goal here in Game 3. But again, look at the work that Vortex has put in to ensure that it stays in the possession of Got No Name. Ultimately, that one off target by Extra, and Kale Manus into the center. It's not going to be on target, though. Extra taking out Zaptimist, and another miss from Zaptimist. A double whiff from Diffuse Kids, and what a final save there from Extra of all people.
Vortex, what are you doing? That was a goal for Extra right there, but Vortex decided, perhaps we just, humiliated them a little bit too much. Like, let's take a little bit easy there. But Extra, double fake there on the defense of Diffuse Kids, and it truly shows how badly they want it. But Extra right now, the MVP for his team, definitely, but that could spell some trouble. It has to be Diffuse Kids. Have to score it in, but it's going to be all over. It's going to be Got No Name. It's going to be advancing towards the quarterfinal. Actually, yes, it's going to be quarterfinals. Yes, it's going to be the quarterfinals of our tournament. And, it's all been Extra. Let's be honest about here. He's been doing such a phenomenal job for his team. And Diffuse Kids just had no response to that.
What an entertaining series that was. Extra on his own with 13 shots. That is, I think, more than a third of any other player on the pitch throughout those third games, if my maths doesn't fail me. It came off for him in this particular game, though, scoring that hat trick. A valiant effort near the end from Diffuse Kids, but ultimately that team game came too little, too late, and it has Got No Name that advances on to the quarterfinals, of which we will be covering a match there very soon. Remember to !Matcherino in chat to follow the link, to use the code RGW71 to donate a free 50 cents to the prize pool for the grand final winner of this tournament. Do not go away. We're back with the quarterfinals very soon. Welcome back, ladies and gents, to the Rewind Gaming Weekly. It's week 71, and we're here with threes after a fantastic first series on stream between Diffused Kids and Got No Name. We now head into the quarter-finals with our featured match being Embrace and Nevermind. To remind you of who we are, I'm Iralik, and I'm joined by Mr. X-Fighter. And X-Fighter, big things expected from these two teams. It should be as entertaining, hopefully, as our first series. But you want to pick up on one of these players, particularly on the side of Embrace, Mr. Fatality.
Yeah, it's a player I've seen before, and I feel like he might be one of the players that might pop off. I'm not too familiar with any of the other teams playing, other players that are playing today as well for these other teams. So, I always like to see these players pop off, especially like what we saw from Extra as well in the previous match. I didn't know him for sure, but he will probably be on my watch list for sure after this one because, he surprised me a little bit. I was pretty sure that the Diffused Kids were able to just have that one, but just completely got dominated by the Extra. So, perhaps the guys from Nevermind are going to be able to surprise me. But I know for a fact that Mr. Fatality he's actually played in my own tournaments as well. And he's been a very good player. Also in Turtle mode as well, where I once, like 2 years ago, hosted like a Turtle tournament. He actually did really well there. So I know his mechanical skill is on point. But it's interesting to see how he's going to be performing with his teammates Big Jack D and Acer34. I'm really curious to see what they're going to be able to pull off.
Looking forward to really seeing if he's got the killer strike, as his name potentially suggests. A reminder to all of you out there in chat, if you fancy, just per se, to donate to the good cause of the grand prize pool for this tournament. Use the exclamation mark Maturino in chat. Make sure to follow that link and use the code RGW71. And for free, it costs none of your own money, for free, you get to donate 50 cents to that grand prize pool. So be sure to do that. Be a good Samaritan. And we hope to reward your good Samaritanism with some excellent Rocket League as well.
Hopefully, yeah.
I'm just trying to... Oh, God, sorry.
Don't worry, man. I'm just excited about this match. I'm really curious to see. I've seen Embrace play around the tournaments before, like a different roster setups as well. So the only player I've seen pretty much is Mr. Fatality. It's really curious to see how he's going to be able to perform with Big Jack D and Azer. Really curious to see what they're going to be able to perform. But it's one of these matches that I just like to be surprised. I just want to see what both of these teams really have to show what it takes to be able to pull off. And once again, it's the best out of three, so not that much room for error for both of these teams.
I like how just before he gets in game, Tars is subtly informing us, what, you don't know Breezy? He's on YouTube. He is the most underrated player. We should know better, X-Fighter, clearly.
We should. I mean, if he makes interesting content, I might watch him. I mean, it's been honestly, like, I might check it out. Like, I've been waiting for like good quality Rocket League content creators, because I feel like it's a bit lacking of like entertainment side. I've seen like good players just getting those road to Grand Champs sort of stuff. But personally for me, it doesn't feel too entertaining, because I know a lot of these players already have like the skill to, go there. I'd rather just watch players actually like struggle to get there and just like watch their story and their to travel into those sorts of ranks, or perhaps like entertaining content with just having fun and stuff like that. Also plug to my own thing. If you like to have some fun content, just check out my YouTube channel. I have some funny gags here and there. But I like to see some fresh, refreshing sort of new content creators. So perhaps Breezy, I might check you out. Sorry for not noticing right off the bat, but definitely after this tournament, I will check out a few of your videos. Honestly,
I was going to say, we've already got you for the entertainment side of things, which, by the way, subscribe to his channel. It's actually really good.
Do it.
But yeah, I fully agree with you. I like to see the more entertainment side of things, and whether that's entertainment in the way of delivering how to improve your mechanical play, how to just improve your overall play in an entertaining way, or whether you do something like yourself, which are funny highlights with good personalities interwoven into, whether it be ranked games or private games. I love that side of Rocket League, as well as this more... Okay, we're at Rewind Gaming. It's not super duper serious just yet, but when you get to those upper level players, it does seem to be a little bit more, I've got to practice and do this.
Oh, well, the thing is, I might have to disagree a little bit with you there, but I mean, Rewind is really starting to get to those points to really attract those really good bubble team players, and I feel like they're constantly just really moving forward, especially like the last tournaments I've seen. I feel like it's constantly growing. Like, remembering what it was like a year ago when I first casted for Rewind as well, I saw like a lot of plays, but I feel like they've progressed. I feel like the teams have become a lot better so far. But now it is the time for Embrace and Nevermind to prove that they have become better in this matchup to advance towards our semifinals.
Embraced in the blue, Nevermind in the orange. Breezy's got a twitch. Don't go there just yet. You want to stay with us for this excellent Rocket League action. And the ball is cleared to Azza, who's got a shot on net as well. Cleared by Tars at the last ask. Double commit there off the wall from Mr. Fatality and his teammate Big Jack D. First, a whiff there as well by Azza. Big Jack D going to cover up, although it's an easy clear by Tars and Polar. A couple of double commits. Again, very similar to our first series, where these players just trying to get a couple of the whiffs out of their system. Big Jack D is met and cleared. Picked up by Azza. Breezy into the center. Good 50-50. And almost on target from there by Polar. Tars on net. Off both posts. Oh, so close to an opening goal.
And there was such good pressure there from Nevermind. Them actually get this one in. No, just not yet. As Azza managed to clear that away. With a lot of pressure right now from Nevermind. I'm really liking what they're able to push on that net. They're just not stopping. They're just constantly that the ball just goes towards that blue net. They're just not holding off any second right now.
Tars picks it up and looks to go for a cheeky dink off the wall. It doesn't quite work out, but Breezy's there, and Breezy's on target! Where was the defense?
I don't know. I mean, they tried to contest this off the wall, but he was just a little bit too late. Both of her teammates just really expected him to go for that, but it was a really tricky situation. I mean, even on the wall, you could have just seen that he was not going to be able to get there in time. So it's really questionable why Noah from Embrace was just back there, just try to deal with one of those shots. It's a very tricky situation. And a team from that caliber, I would have expected them to at least have one person back in that.
Well, with a roar, Breezy emerges onto the scene with our first goal of the series. Azza taking out Polar, trying to break up the player, saved by Mr. Fatality, but no one able to intercept Taz's shot. It's 2-0 in the space of 20 seconds.
And that demo early on, just really, I felt like that might have created opportunities for Embrace to silence that attack, but in the end, it just didn't. I mean, sometimes it just really goes to show that even if you demo one of the offenders, you have to make sure that like those other two players in your net are able to clear it out.
Ooh,
but right now it seems that Embrace have just no response to what Nevermind is doing right off the kickoff. Once again, another goal. That 3-0 so quickly. 3 goals right in a row right now for Nevermind. They don't really seem to be able to stop right now. It's incredible right now.
They're ice cold like Polar. They're breezing past the opposition. Tut's the way to do it. How many different word plays can I make in 30 seconds? We'll find out maybe a little bit later on. But already 3-0. What seemed in the first minute like an open game has opened up into an absolute domination. Tars with another shot on target. Cleared by Azza. And these guys, Mr. Fatality, Azza, Big Jack D, they're going to have to find some sort of way to retaliate. And can they do it? No! Azza off the bar again.
Such a close opportunity, but you can see Nevermind doesn't get shocked that much by them. As soon as that moment happened, Nevermind. No, I'm just saying that, but just left it open that. It's okay, sometimes just happen. Look at that clean shot from Mr. Fatality. Just noticing that Polar is all the way in the corner trying to grab some boost. He was no way near the goal to get that one. And this could be very useful for Embrace. They needed that goal at least. And with 2 minutes, 14 seconds left, anything honestly is possible, but Embrace really have to step it up in order to get some goals. I like to see a lot more team plays from them, and at least not seeing them stuck in their own half, at least.
That was a proper golf putter's spin on the ball. It had some swing on it, and it deceived the Nevermind defense. Embrace with 1 goal on board at least. Just shy of 2 minutes left. Breezy looking to clear. Straight into the path of Big Jack D. A really offensive rotation, I notice, from Embrace. Given that they're 1 goal back in the game, I wouldn't have thought that they'd want to go that offensive already. Polar and Tars combining, not able to get through the defense. Breezy straight over to Big Jack D, who will pick that up, says thank you very much. He's off the backboard, missed, and Mr. Fatality not able to do anything with that either. Tars moves it upfield. The touch from Breezy, off the backboard from Mr. Fatality. Polar in with a shot. It's going to be cleared by Azza. Big Jack D finally out, although another touch from Tars goes straight into the hands of Azza.
I'm seeing a lot of just like double commits perhaps on the defense of Embrace. I'm just not really too convinced with what they're doing right now. Perhaps this demo might actually work out to silence the offense from Nevermind, but I like to see a lot more pressure from these guys. It feels like they're constantly stuck into defense. It's not really creating a lot of opportunities. With 50 seconds left, they have to create chances for themselves in order to get that first round win.
When you think about that Mr. Fatality goal, it was scored from their own half. And Breezy, an easy cutout for him again. Big Jack D trying to break up the play. And you're absolutely right, Fighter. It's just getting it out of their own half, which seems to be the crucial problem. It's not that they can't get shots away on net. It's that none of them are decent or clinical enough. And, well, talking of clinical, goodness me, that was an excellent save from Azza.
I mean, I love the attempt for Paul actually having the guts to go for that sort of shot. I mean, if that would have gotten in, that would have been a highlight for the tournament for sure. And perhaps been one of the better shots and goals of this tournament. I love the guts that Nevermind have to just go for these sorts of shots. I mean, no, the 3-1 up, they just can take those risks of just going for these crazy sorts of angles. And who can blame him? I mean, they got the first point in, some fancy goals in the last 10 seconds. Why not? But a very convincing win from Nevermind in the first round.
It's generally a good performance from any Rocket League team when you get over 10 shots on target, of which Nevermind have managed that with 11, forcing Embrace into 8 saves. I mean, that shows, okay, it might have been last ditch, but at least their defending was okay. Even still, Nevermind getting 3 goals past them. It's not that Embrace are playing badly. Nevermind are just absolutely choking them in this game.
Yeah, it's just really interesting. I expect a lot more from Embrace. I mean, they did put off a few shots. We could clearly see, especially in the statistics as well, that Nevermind had full dominance off of this round. And it's interesting. I didn't really see a lot of confidence from Embrace. They struggle a lot in their defense, just constantly trying to clear away that ball out of their half. And I like to see a lot more just pressure from them. It's just at least getting that ball out of their half. I mean, they're just struggling so much with that right now. And if they continue on, it's just not going to look very good for them as a whole team. And it's really interesting to see what they're going to be able to do to just turn that around against Nevermind, because Nevermind is surely going to be able to just continue on the strategy they have from the last game, just continue on pressure and try to hope that Embrace breaks from that sort of pressure and just try to break their defense.
Nevermind on match point as we head into game 2. Tars already with the early kickoff win. Mr. Fatality brings it off the wall. Easily intercepted by Tars and straight back into the blue half we go. Azza picking up possession. He's able to carry it for a little bit. Not actually that much worry about closing him down. And in fact, that worry, or that lack of worry, I should say, was justified. They easily cut out, although into the orange half we go now. Finally, some blue offensive and a great save from Polar to deny Azza.
But the thing is, even Nevermind feels so confident. They didn't have Polar for pretty much 30 seconds in the beginning of this match, perhaps some internet connections, but they were like, we just played 2v3. That just shows the confidence of Nevermind going into this match, and I know you just have the skill and just the entire confidence. I said it so many times already, but it just really have that knowledge of like, okay, we can just do it, play a little bit more safe and just make sure that, Embrace doesn't score any goals right off the bat.
Tars, with a really nice angle. It comes off 2 players and scrambled clear. What a sneaky little move that was.
That got him so close to scoring a very derpy own goal there. I'm not sure what happened there. But luckily, Embrace got away with that one, but that would have been pretty disastrous for them all. Is that an English word? I'm not entirely sure. I'm Dutch. Sometimes I just like to make up words. I don't know. It just happens occasionally. I try to work on that, but, it just happens sometimes. I don't know.
Oh, listen, the British are the masters at making up words. When you come out with skedaddle or something like that, you know that we're a little bit off our rockers. Either way, heading towards the 3-minute mark. And, that was a bit of a mistake there. Breezy able to correct the mistake. Big Jack D into the center. Tars clears. It's become a little bit more clear to me, Fighter, that in this game, Embrace, they've gotten their rotations a little bit down. Although, what a save from Big Jack D there. It does not negate the threats that Nevermind still carry.
But I do feel like they've got the rotation, a lot of the defense a little bit better. But, the moment I say that, Taz completely shuts down that argument. Doesn't matter. It's like, you know what, Fighter? I'm going to show you how it's done. A beautiful pass from Breezy. Just shuts it down. Nobody really dared to contest it at all. It's a very clean passing play from Nevermind, and they continue to take on the lead.
Azza was on the back foot, and it means that as things stand, Nevermind are heading through to the semi-finals. Tars moves out, looking for Breezy on the wall. Cut out by Jack D. Cut out by Polar, and the two ending in a 50-50. It comes out, though, to Mr. Fatality, looking to keep up the pressure. They need to score a goal to stay in contention of not just the series, but of keeping their tournament hopes and dreams alive. It's Azza back in. And all of these balls into the center, they're all fair and well, Fighter, but they need to get it into damaging positions, and that's exactly what Nevermind are doing. Another almost lethal counterattack.
Nevermind is playing so smart right now. Every single time Embrace is just trying to get into the half to just try to just take out one of the guys who are attacking and just demo them straight off the bat. And just making sure that Nevermind doesn't have too many crazy opportunities. Breezy, though, almost with a very insane little flick of his own. Didn't get in, though, unfortunately for him. Still, the score remains 1-0. But right now, the time is ticking for Embrace. Only 1 minute and 40 seconds left for them to score.
Good clear, good team play. Tars up the backboard, and Polar's going to ensure that no Embrace member's going to get to that. It's with Breezy now, blocked by Big Jack D, living up to his title. Tars off the wall, going with the underside play. Cleared out by Mr. Fatality, although Polar brings it straight back into the blue half with an acute angle. It's closed off by Big Jack D. He's been massive on defense, but still it's not been enough. It's 1 minute to go. They still need to find a goal.
I really like the chances that Polar is taking. Every single time I see him go up for a shot, it's just constantly crazy sort of stuff. Mr. Fatality had an open net there. That should have been a goal for him. It was going to be Nevermind demming both two players from Embrace, just making sure that offense just gets nowhere. But that was such a big opportunity for them to score and make sure they tied up the game, but it just couldn't find the back of the net.
Forget best opportunity of the game. That was best opportunity of the series. And almost a second goal there for Nevermind. It comes first off the post and then off the crossbar over to Big Jack D. They got 30 seconds to try and find an equalizer to just about take it to overtime. It's cleared. It's cut out by Big Jack D. He's been immense this game. Mr. Fatality and Azza needing to step up, I feel. Trying to do something is Azza, but it's not going their way. Breezy picks up possession. 10 seconds left. Is there going to be a final nail in the coffin? It's looking more likely, although Taz clears it out the way, presumably just to keep up possession. And almost a painful second goal there. It ends 1-0 though. Nevermind are through to the semis.
I mean, a very convincing win there from Nevermind. I mean, they did everything right. And honestly, I wasn't too really convinced by the playstyle of Embrace. I mean, they tried to put up something of a fight, but looking at the scores as well, I mean, 0 goals, 0 assists. All 3 players got 1 save, but the shots as well. It just shows that Nevermind really had full control of this entire matchup. I felt like Embrace were constantly just trying to defend it. They had like a few opportunities. They had this one very important opportunity from Mr. Fatality just to score that one in, and they just had to put that one in, but it just failed on an open net. And just when you start missing those sorts of shots, I miss them as well when I'm ranked. My ranked teammates. It just happens. I don't know. It's just the open net curse. But it just hurts a lot, and it just really destroyed morale of a team. And Nevermind just really embraced on that, and they just really pushed forward. Now they will be advancing towards those semifinals. Looking forward towards the next matchup, and perhaps they might go all the way towards the finals. Who knows?
It was another 10 shots on target. Certainly they've got nothing to worry about with their offensive game going into the semi-finals, of which that was a bit of a quick lightning splash and dash of a series, wasn't it? Very quickly over and done with. Hopefully, the ad break won't be too long. Stay with us as we head into the semi-finals, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back with you as soon as possible. Welcome back, ladies and gents, to the Rewind Gaming Weekly. It's week 71, and we're coming at you with some threes action. It is semi-finals time, and we've had some very big breaking news coming through, which means that this matchup might not necessarily be what you're expecting. I'm Ira Leak, and I am joined by Mr. X-Fighter, and an X-Fighter we were expecting to see got no name again after they won a brilliant series back in the round of 16 up against Diffuse Kids. Turns out that one of their team has fallen asleep. And so instead we're going to be getting the wonderfully named Burb Fanboys up against Yasuki ESC.
Yeah, certainly interesting results there. But, you know, I don't mind it too much. I mean, there's some very good team members in Yasuki ESC as well. And since they've liked the Twitter thingy, you know, I kind of feel obliged to just, you know, route for them for some reason. I don't know, like my Twitter. No, but just being all jokes aside, it's kind of sad. Like, sometimes it's just gonna happen. Sometimes you can feel tired, but during a tournament where you're actually performing really well, it's kind of interesting that you fall asleep. You know, sometimes things gonna happen. But we got a very good team matchup going around though. Burp Fanboys. Burp is one of our members of Rewind, of course. He's got, apparently his team made it farther than my own personal team. My Fanboys got dropped down in round number 1, so that's kind of a shame. Pretty much resembles my ranked skill right there. But Burp, for some reason, actually has a very decent team of Sapphire, Zeto, and Rory. Those things are really good team. Plus, Burp, if I'm not currently mistaken, he's actually Dutch as well. So, you know, I gotta give him a little bit of respect for that. You know, gotta route for those Dutchies and see what these guys are going to be able to up to. But perhaps Yasuki is going to pull it off against them. They've got Faber, Kennedy, and Chris. And those some serious teammates to deal against.
Follow at Kirky Life and at X Fighter. I'm just saying it there. You should probably follow us. We might come out with some decent content now and again. Who knows? Well, in any case,
I follow
hopefully.
Rewind.
What? I follow Rewind as well. You should go and follow Rewind. You should follow all of our accounts. We're nice people, we promise. And hopefully we'll be looking to get into this game very soon indeed. Still in the best of 3 scenario, but surely going to be playing on the mind now. You're at semi-final stage. You're almost at the grand finals, and then it becomes a very different game when it comes to best of 5. But our players are now in, and we're looking to get this one kicked off on Beckwith Path. It's a typical British weather, nice and stormy. And it's straight into the orange possession then, with J1s intercepted by Ragnar. And an instant demo from Ralvi as well. Bit of a slow opening, I'd say, actually. Not exactly the high-octane stuff which we've been used to the past couple of series.
For some reason, I like the term high-octane because we got a lot of octane cars running around the field.
We do.
But, yeah, just for some reason, I like the term. But it's a usual thing with these sorts of teams, especially later rounds, where teams do not want to try to make too many big mistakes in the first couple of seconds in the round. Though, as they are trying to find a gap there here from Yusuke, is actually got a pretty nice infield pass there. You really find the back of the net though, but it's a really nice opening from their end.
Completely forgot to mention Burbs fanboys in the blue and Yusuke in the orange. There we go. That's all covered. 4 minutes left on the clock. And only 1 shot on target from either team. Sapphire goes up high. Cleared by Ragnar. Zedo back into Ralvi. It's a shot on net. Hits the crossbar. J1's with a bad clearance. And Zedo almost with a brilliant shot on net. It ended up going onto the post, but it was cleared by Zedo just to be sure.
I feel so right now. Burp fanboys are winning a lot of contests right there in the midfield, and they seem to have a lot of control. Good passing play over to Sapphire. Can he find his teammate in the middle? No, he can't just yet. Rocky's a little bit too late. Very nice saves there from Faber. And it seems to be a very close match between these two teams.
Yeah, on the way here, Yusuke's actually taking out Yurt. They're pretty well known in the local circuit. And Burbs fanboys, their recent win was against Irrelevancy. Then they themselves taking out Gert. I like to call those two teams in particular the 2 animal noises, because that is exactly what they are. And I'm sure that some of these players are going to be making some animal noises if they're able to get the first goal on the board. We've still only had 5 shots on target, all of which have come from Burbs fanboys dominating these early stages.
Perhaps this Burb really routing for his team, I guess. But right now we see a lot of dominance from these guys. I feel like they've got full control of the midfield. Because right now Yusuke really trying to respond to that. They're trying to just get out of that half. Perhaps they can do that with this attack from Faber. Actually get that dunking. Can he get the pass? Doesn't really have a lot of control in there. A bit of a backward hit, but it just feels a little bit awkward there. Nothing too difficult for Burp fanboys to deal with.
Best opportunity for Yusuke so far as we've headed over half-time. Look at that from Zedo. A nice flip off the wall. It's past to Sapphire, who continues on. Faber picks it up and brings it into the orange half. Almost. Ralby there to intercept. And it's now with Sapphire. So much confidence just waiting, and almost with a fantastic pass in. It's left to Ragnar to clear. More and more opportunities falling the way of the blue team as we have just over 2 minutes remaining.
They have to finish off their moves. I see a lot of good setups for their team, but it's just not really able to just clean it up and get those goals in. Perhaps they're going to be able to get it off of this attempt, though. Zedo misses that shot. Sapphire, half the scare, is going to try to set up his teammate. The very good hit there from Ragnar. He's making sure that attack doesn't get anywhere close to that net.
Going back to the weird position that both these teams find themselves in, both have only played 2 games out of a possible 3. Burbs fanboys getting a bye from the round of 16 to the quarters. Yusuke, as there was another good attempt there, another good pass into the box. Yusuke, of course, with that bye on Got No Name after they were disqualified from the tournament. How does that play on the mind in particular? Because they're arguably 1 match fresher, but at different points of the tournament.
It's going to be difficult, though, because I feel like if they would have played, no name team, they would have probably have a little bit more energy going into this match because I'm not really too convinced with what they're doing right now. It feels like they're just constantly trying to just play on that counter, but it's not really working out for them right now. So you clearly see that Burp Fanboys is just really in full dominance right now. And Miyusuke has been quite lucky at not getting scored on. They might actually get a chance there. Good save there from Sapphire. Perhaps this could be the switch around for Yusuke. Right now, they just really haven't had too many opportunities. That one that we just saw was the first opportunity in 5 minutes.
4 minutes 20 on the clock before they had their first shot on net. And hello, is that another one? Yes, it is. 2 in the space of 20. Is that going in? Oh, off the beans on toast. That was almost the mugging of the century in Rocket League. For Burbs Fanboys, they get away with it. And, well, I was kind of expecting this when the two teams laid out their laws. We're heading into our first OT of the stream.
Nice. I like overtime. It's the first overtime we see on the stream. These sorts of things tend to get extremely tense. Sometimes to get clear.
Hello.
Very easy. Ragnar gets it right off of that 50-50 win. Extremely calculated. He calls it himself as well. It's just a very good 50-50 run from him over Sapphire. He just gets that lucky angle up to the upper 9 and he just gets the first win in for his team. Confirmed
mugging of the century. They caught the victim was running away, but Yusuke was too fast. I don't like to say that a win is ever undeserved, Fighter, but that's as close as it probably gets. Burbs Fanboys dominated utterly. They won that match in every department for 4.5 minutes, only to lose it in the space of 40 seconds.
But then again, you know, you can shoot as many shots on the net, but as long as they don't go in, I don't really agree with you that they deserve that well. Of course, like the way they've been playing, but Yusuke got really close, though. I feel like they have to be careful, though, not to get overconfident after this first win, because it can be very easily just become like, okay, we got this first win in. Could be quite nice, but it's going to be tricky, though. I mean, I've seen how the way that Burbs Fanboys win. Of course, Burb, currently listening to us as well. Would love to see his team win, of course. I would love to see them move into the finals. But I feel like the way Burb Fanboys have been playing, they might actually be able to take it against Yusuke. But Yusuke is playing really smart. Not trying to overcommit too much. However, they have to be careful with those double commits, though, on offense and the kickoffs. That could spell some trouble.
I feel like I perhaps came off as a little bit unfair. I was playing devil's advocate, of course. One of the major complaints when it comes to any ranked game is this going to be goal number 1? Yes, it is from Zedo. One of the main complaints in ranked is you need to sort out your defense first, then focus on offense. That is what Yusuke did well first game. Not so much in this particular situation, though.
That's a quick response right there from Burbs Fanboys. They needed that goal, especially after the first loss again. They have so many good chances, opportunities to get goals in. Just couldn't really find the back of the net. They might actually get the second one here. They might actually going for it. It's the crossbar. Sapphire actually hesitated on the shot. Respected J1s a little bit too much there. Didn't go for it, but it's still an early lead there for Burbs Fanboys. And they might actually get the second one. Oh, can they get it in? Yes, they do. Actually, after that 50-50, it looked a little bit weird there, but it worked out in the end for them.
Zedo coming out clutch in the first 40 seconds of this match here. Ralvi in the right place at the right time, following up. Well, they didn't score a goal in 5 minutes, 20 seconds. They've now got 2 goals on the board in the first 40 seconds here in game number 2. Good response from Burbs Fanboys. Now they've got to try and maintain this lead for the next 4 minutes or so. What can Yusuke do now, however? They've played that counter-attacking game for 4.5 minutes. All of a sudden, they've got to go on the offensive.
I mean, it's not too much of what Yusuke did on their counter. I feel like they've got away the previous round. You said as well, like, perhaps it was a little bit more undeserved. But it just played it smart. But right now, it's just the defense is lacking. It's just Sapphire once again just finding that gap. Beautiful pass from Zeto. Look at that double touch. Look at that angle. He manages to find a way. Just confuses the entire defense of Yusuke. And it's just, right now, Yusuke is just not able to just really block up any of these shots in the midfield. And we see that in the previous round as well, where Burbs Fanboys just had full control of that midfield. And once the team just manages to get that full control, they are able to just put on so many passes high up in the sky. It's going to be very difficult to defend.
Well, the got no name team member might have been asleep, but Zedo has woken up. 3 goals on the board for Burbs fanboys, all 3 of which he's been involved with. Here comes Zapphire now off the wall. It's down to Zedo. Ralvi single playing. It's intercepted more than man than the ball was intercepted by Faber. And it's worked though, because Burbs fanboys still in possession here, just going towards the 3-minute mark. Flip off the wall, off the top of the cage there from Zapphire, and a follow-up from Zapphire means it's 4-0. What a complete contrast of games.
I could just see that the defense right now for Yasuki is just completely falling apart. He's having so many panic attacks right now. They're just constantly trying to get that ball away, but just constantly just getting beat out a little bit too fast by Burbs fanboys. And they're doing just so well, just beating every single player for Yasuki towards that ball. And it's making him extremely dangerous right now. Look at
5-0
right there. Right now, what Zapphire is doing at the moment. Just let's take a moment there. Look at that pass from Zed. Just bumping away the goalie. Trying to go for the second one as well. And that just shows how confident these guys are and just knowing where the positioning is. Just try to take out the defenders. Yasuki got away with that first round, but Burbs fanboy is like, you know what, you got that first point, but you know, that's cool, but we're going to take away the other 2.
It's kind of unfair that Zedo didn't get the assist for that, because he did all of the work in ensuring that the ball got into the danger position. It's kind of like a classic football game where you've got a relegation-threatened bottom of the team who managed to nick a win off one of the big boys, and now all of a sudden it's the return game. And the top team didn't like being embarrassed. They're back, and they're back with a vengeance. We've just gone over halfway in this match. And Burbs fanboys, they're not content. They're going for a 6th.
It would be nice to see Brazil going on, you know. Brazil lost in the World Championships. It'd be nice. You know, of course, Belgium got that win in. No, I got a route for Belgium, even though Holland didn't make the World Cup. You know, sometimes that just happens. But look at that. This might be the return right here for Yasuki. Oh. That gotten so close, but Raleigh managed to actually clear that away. That was the first real opportunity for Yasuki this entire match to get that one in. But it just couldn't really find the back of the net.
Ooh, Ragnar, is that a shot on target? Yes, it is. It's cleared out by Zedo. Zapphire misses the shot. It's in by J1s. And a miss there from Ragnar. The panic setting in, not just in defense, but in offense as well. Over to Zapphire. Oh, it was easy pickings. It was like taking a handbag off an old lady.
I probably could have said it any better. It's just a pretty poor clear there from Ragnar, trying to just push it away from the corner, try to get it out of one defender. But he just shoved it into the next attacker and just really pretty much granted him a free goal. 6-0. Right now, there's a lot of lacking in the defense of Yasuki. I've seen as well as their offense, but they're trying so hard. But right now, everything that Burb fanboys are doing is just working out for them. They're playing so confident. It's going to be very difficult for Yasuki to just turn this around.
I don't think they're going to do it this game. I think potentially the best thing to do now is to try and get a goal on the board.
There we go.
There we go. Ragnar there with a boomer.
I mean, he just said it. Perhaps this is the Brazil setup. I mean, I said it earlier on. I mean, you know, 1 goal left, and I like my Brazils. It's been a serious while since I've been treated with a very nice Brazil. So, you know, you just got to be looking at the game, waiting for that to happen. Of course, no, I don't want to spoil things. Perhaps, hopefully for Yasuki, they will be able to score 5 goals. But in 1 minute, it's going to be very difficult for them to pull that off.
Zapphire with the trickery. It's back out to Zapphire. Oh, and a massive clearance there from Faber. They most certainly do not want the Brazil. Thank you very much. We want to try and keep as much integrity intact as possible. But Zapphire says, no, thank you. But Faber says, excuse me, I don't think so. It remains 6-1 with 45 seconds to go. But Burbs fanboys, they are insistent that they want a 7th here. Although, J1s, no Brazil. No, we're just going to score another one. That's fine.
Ruined. Absolutely ruined. Jamons, what did you do there right now? I was so ready to be entertained and you just ruined it. Like, that profile picture of Plankton really suits you right there because, you know, he seems to be a bit of a villain in these sorts of things, but I don't know. But, you know, with 30 seconds left, I like my weird odds. They could potentially pull it off if they would have scored that one. A lot of pressure from these guys. I love the activity right now from Yasuki, though. Even though they're 5-0 behind, they still managed to score 2 goals, or 6-0 right now. And this might be some good motivation for them to go in towards the third round. They are definitely going to need that.
So if X-Fighter never casts here at Rewind again, you can tell your friends that the reason is J1s. 10 seconds remaining. 10, 5, 4, 3, 2. I'm just counting numbers at this point. Great return series from Burbs Fanboy, securing the 6-2 victory over Yasuki ESE. Unfortunately, we can't tell you what the total shots number was for Burbs Fanboys, but let me tell you, it was over 10. It was a dominating performance.
I mean, it was over 10. I like only on the stat sheet already, like what is it, 14 shots, and I think that is doesn't even come close to the shots that Burbs Fanboys were able to just pull off. I'm not sure why they are leaving though, because interesting Zephyr just called that's a GG, but it's 1-1 right now on my scoreboard. So perhaps I'm wrong though. Not entirely. No, okay, they're joining back in again. Perhaps they got confused themselves. But you know what? It's going to be interesting to see how these guys from Yusuki are able to just pull it back though, because I'm very curious what they're going to be able to do in response to that, because those sorts of point differences from Burbs Fanboys, it's going to be very difficult to come back from. Now it's the point for Yasuki, just try to get a grasp of themselves. So like, okay, it happened. Let's get back into this game, but perhaps take this win.
Certainly a positive start. The reason for Zapphire's leaving is because of a car change, which is curious. He's moved to the Octane from the Batmobile. So two very popular choices in the meta, of course, although the Batmobile less so nowadays. It is very much an Octane-heavy scene, as it has been from the beginning of the Rocket League meta, to be fair. And Zappire putting his new car to good use into the center, missed by J1s. Ralvi puts it back in, cleared by Faber. First minute coming and going, and Zappire with a big miss there. I know he was putting his car to good use there in the original pass to start this whole move off, but that could have been 1-0 so easily.
Could have been a very 1-0, and it still remains scoreless. It's a good start though from Yusuke. To keep that score clean though, but I have to be careful. Those sorts of misses can spell a lot of trouble. Good pass there from these guys. Look at that. Robbie just noticing Zeta right there in the midfield, making sure he gets that. But look at that passing play. So clean, just shutting out every single defender from Yusuke, and that's just a very nice and very clean goal from Burbs Fanboys.
So good, you'd be forgiven for thinking that was Barcelona. Well, good start by Yasuki, cancelled out by a goal from Burbs Fanboys. This is match point, although Ragnar, good opportunity here. It goes in, cleared by Ralvi. That was a double commit. So desperate were they to try and get a shot on target. J1s takes out Zedo, leaving them briefly understaffed. It's Ralvi who's going to bring it out, though. Straight into the hands of J1s. Into the hands of Zappire. It goes into the box. Cleared by Zappire again, who brings it into the orange half. It's a midfield battle at the moment, but it's not a bit midfield battle that Yasuki need. They need complete dominance to be able to get these shots away.
Look at that shot down from Rafi. Tries to find Zeta in the midfield. This creates some opportunities so for Ragnar to actually get that one in. Couldn't find the net. And this feels like Sapphire is just a little bit too fast, or Zeto actually a little bit too fast on that. So look at that flick from him. Actually hits the crossbar. The crossbar is really being an MVP right now for Yusuke. Otherwise, that would have been a 2-0.
That was a beautiful piece of work there. You'd say it's almost a shame that it wasn't rewarded with a goal. Either way, possession now in the hands of Yusuke, challenged by Ralvi. Ragnar with a weak touch to bring it back into the blue half. He's able to follow it up though. Zappire beaten by J1s. And Zedo away to the side. It's going to be brought back in by Faber though. It's a shot on net, cleared by Ralvi. Half-time comes and goes. And it's still 1-0 to Burbs Fanboys.
To see what Yasuki is going to be able to respond to what they have been doing. I'm not seeing a lot of things they have been able to do. Especially the demo is not going to help Yasuki in any way though. That ball is getting really close to open net. Whiff. But nobody is there to actually get that shot in. And right now it seems that every single attempt that Yusuke is going to make at the goal just doesn't work out for their team. And they only have 1 minute and 50 seconds to just figure something out to make some of these attempts work.
they've gone back to a very similar strategy that they had in game 1. They are going for that counter-attacking play. It's working on the defensive side of things, as is proven already by the scoreline. But unfortunately, it means that they need to get a little bit of luck. They need to have Burbs fanboys make a mistake in the rotation to even have a chance to get back in now that they are 1-0 down. Faber clears away off the backboard. Zedo straight back in. Is cleared by J1 there for the second time of asking. Faber almost getting the neat little touch there. There's very little boost on that side, and Ragnar takes it out of the hands of his teammate. It's straight over to Sapphire, into the middle. J1's with the miss, and they're starting to panic in defense again now.
And the thing is, what Burp fanboys is making them so strong is the passing play. This saw Tyranny, there wasn't too much of a passing play, but it's just poor defense. 2 players going up for the same ball, leaving a wide open net there. Last defender just whiffing on that backboard. And once again, it's just a wide open shot for Burp fanboys. I feel like Yasuki really have to work on their defense. They're trying really hard, but it's just making so many mistakes. Perhaps it's the pressure, of course. You know, we've got 1 minute left. We really want to go for these opportunities. Perhaps committing a little bit more. They have to at this point. But especially with a 1-0 difference, you can't commit too hard. It's like 2-0. I can understand that you're committing a little bit more than usual, but they have to be careful because they know that Burp's fanboys will be able to just retaliate so hard on those sorts of opportunities.
Yeah, their defense is okay, but they're struggling to find any offense to, you know, bring it out of their own net. Although, here we go. That is the first properly good play I think that they've put together just in general. Beautiful touch there from Ragnar into J1's. 20 seconds fighter. They could do this. They could bring back an equalizer.
They could. I mean, if they just perform those sorts of passing plays, it could be very well possible for these guys to actually make it happen. I love to see more of these guys, though, with these sorts of passing plays. Work together a little bit more. But the way they have been playing, it's going to be very tricky. 4 seconds left, though. I've seen crazier goals happen in Rocket League. Oh. Especially the RLCS finals where everybody lost their minds. But it's going to be Burp fanboys, though. We're going to be able to move on towards the finals of this week's Rival Weekly. And they deserved it, honestly. Burp fanboys did a really good job. You know, it's technically a reverse sweep over Yasuki, although, you know, best out of 3, it's kind of a small gap to call a reverse. I don't know, like a best out of 5, perhaps, you know, reverse sweeping that seems a little bit more satisfying to me, I guess, but still a very good job from Burp fanboys.
Wait, what? No, I'm not asking you a question. That is the identity of our team who are going to be facing up against Burbs fanboys in the grand final of this Rewind Weekly 71 competition. Remember, !Matcherino in chat. Get those links clicked. Use the code RGW71 and donate as many free 50-cent extras to this prize pool. They need all their energy. They need all of your energy. And we hope to see you back with our grand final for week 71. Do not miss a beat. We will be back soon. It's time to take the train to Urban Central for our grand final. It is week 71 of the Rewind Gaming Weeklies. It's been a wonderful evening of threes action, and we end today with two teams that we might not necessarily have expected to be here at the end of all things. My name is Iralik. I've been joined and will be joined for this final match by X-Fighter. We saw Burbs fanboys do incredibly well to choke out Yasuki, a reverse sweep on Yasuki to make their way into the grand finals, but they are joined by a team that we have not seen anything from this stream but have had as equally an impressive run. They took out Nevermind, who we saw have such a good game against Embrace earlier. It's wait, what? And they actually have some pretty decent players as well, X-Fighter.
We certainly have some very good players. We've, of course, on the side of Bird Fanboys, where we just saw take the victories, of course, Sapphire, Zeto, and Ravi. But on the other side, we have Wait What, of course, that's AB again, BP, and Waffle. And those are some seriously good players. I mean, Bird Fanboys are in for a very difficult fight for this final. It's going to be probably going to be a very difficult task for either of these teams to take the win. And hopefully, I'm pretty much expecting this to going to be very, very close. But, you know, who knows? Rocket League tends to surprise us. But I might give this one towards Wait What, because they just probably have a little bit more experience on their side, especially on these higher tier tournaments, especially a Waffle is playing for the NBA Academy team. They actually played in the Gfinity final, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, AB again has been a Copenhagen Flame veteran for a while now. I'm not sure if he's still with that team. But still, these are some players that have a lot of tournament numbers behind their names. But then again, Sapphire and Zeto also have a lot of these numbers behind them. So it's going to be interesting to see what of those two teams are going to be able to come out on top and actually get those wins in.
I'm not sure whether we are taking the train to Urban Central. Just a little bit of a change up here. We'll ramble on as we can. In the meantime, actually, we should remind our chat, and thank you all so much, whether you're just joining us for our grand final or whether you've joined us from the beginning. Be sure to use that exclamation mark Matcherino in chat. Click that link. Use the code RGW71. You get to donate a free 50 cents to the prize pool for today. And of course, the big pull of the grand final, X-Fighter, is that we move into a best of 5. We're not just in it for these quick 1-2 game series. We're in it for potentially 3-4.
I mean, it could happen. I like to see those long matches to see, like, that truly brings out the potential of these sorts of teams. And you can really showcase the teams, especially in these longer series, where you can really see what sort of teams are able to just adapt the way they play towards each other and see how they change up their styles. And that sort of thing just really makes a lot of interesting things towards the playstyle of these sorts of teams. So really interesting to see what these sorts of teams are going to be able to bring towards each other.
I'm not entirely sure what's going in, because I don't know. We'll bring news to you as it comes in. We're going to have to try and find a little bit more to talk about. And actually, let's talk a little bit about what? Oh, never mind. Let's talk a little bit about how you can actually get involved in the Rewind community. So let's start off with here on Twitch. If you have not pressed that follow button yet, then we do highly recommend that you do. We have, it's in the title really, weekly tournaments. We look to switch up the casters here and there. We look to get new faces in. I don't know whether you've taken part in any of the tournaments yourself, X-Fight. I mean, I'm certainly keeping an eye on things.
Let's not talk about my skill in Rocket League. My friends literally named an own goal move after my gamer tag, so you know it's called the X-Rider redirect, and it's literally just me scoring own goal redirects. And for some reason, I've always been like, I get the sickest redirects, but they're always going into my own net. So I'd rather not talk about those sorts of things.
I know it seems weird, but I wish I had something named after me. Like even if it's bad, like at least my name is out there, you know. At least someone recognized me. Please, senpai, please.
No, you don't want to be associated with it. Listen, I've been bullied. I could use a bully hunter at this point. No, the amounts of time, every single time I miss it. Like I also have like a major curse of the own goal curse. I'm not sure if you've experienced that yet. But you know, the fact that you see this open net, you try to score and it just misses. But hopefully these 6 players won't do that like me. That's why I'm probably not playing in this tournament and casting it. Also interesting fact that Zato is playing with the what is it called again?
Aftershock.
Yeah, the interesting car choice, as I haven't seen that one in a while, especially not in a tournament environment. So really curious to see what he's going to be able to pull off with that one.
I'll be honest, I really like it. I really like it because I don't know, I just find flying through the air easy with it. But in any case, we're off and running now, finally, and we have taken the train to Urban Central. Reminder, it is a best of 5, so they're going to have to win a little bit more than they've been used to in the past couple of rounds. And so far, it is very much wait what with the early advantage. 2 shots on net already. Zedo passes over to Ralvi, some good midfield link-up play. Blocked by B-Peak and out by Abiogand.
You can see it's just a lot of difference in the matches we've seen already. A lot more action, a lot more speed going into this match. And look at that boomer from Zedo. I mean, he used the aftershock, and he's just using a lot of shock on that shot as well. Look at that pass, that 50-50 win from Raw, just setting up his teammate, making sure to just boom that one down in there. And this is a very nice early on goal from Zedo to set up his team.
B-Peak unable to do anything there, and for Burbs fanboys, what a great start for them, although shot on target there, cleared out the wall by Zephyr. Waffle brings it into the corner. Ralvi and Zedo double commit, but they get away with it. Well, they almost don't. Waffle taking out Ralvi. Abiogand with a shot on target. Zephyr with the save, and that's kind of upset their rotation. So much so that Ralvi forced into an incredible save off the crossbar.
That's just incredible showmanship. What he's been able to pull off, making sure that his team doesn't get scored on. I like this sort of things. You can see the change of pace of all the matches we've seen, however, today. And just see that there's so much more action going on into this final.
Zephyr into the center. And nobody there to follow up either. It took a good second for Waffle to get back. Zedo! Same shot, same corner, same result. 2-0.
B-Peak, what were you doing? You were in net. It just froze there for a second. I don't think he actually expected a shot that extremely fast. He was in a very good position, had enough boost to go up for it, but that shot was so extremely fast. He was not ready for that.
We're not going to say that the mate is changing just yet, but Zedo trying to make the best case possible for a classic car. B-Peak brings it off the backboard, though it's intercepted by Zedo, cleared. Waffle back in. Ralvi with the miss. It's going to be cleaned up by Sapphire. And a good touch there from Sapphire followed up. Zedo off the backboard. Waffle clears. And I tell you what, after early pressure from Wait What, Burbs fanboys are stepping it up themselves. A good save there from Sapphire to deny Abiogand. And Ralvi's in net again to prevent yet another shot on target.
Right now, Burbs fanboys have to be careful, though. Those double commits in net could be very disastrous for that team. Maybe again tries to get that waterfall play going. He's a little bit too far up midfield, though, to get something going for his team, though. But it's been close. I'm seeing some hiccups from both of these teams, and they have to be careful on both sides.
There's some really nice interplay there between Waffle and Abiogand. 50-50 there. Goes the way of the blue team. And Zedo with another shot off the backboard. Sapphire trying to follow up. No contact. BP carries out. Very nice carry out indeed. Ralby unable to hit that. But Sapphire only clears, but it's straight into the path of Waffle and Ralby again. This man is doing such good things on defense. And I know that it wasn't able to clear it that time, but he's been in the right place at the right time so many times during this game already.
And it's so important to just have just the faith in one of those teammates that can always clear out any of these sorts of shots. But right now, they have to be careful. I feel like Bird fanboys for the last 30 seconds have been on their back heel right now. Good demo, though. This could create some chances. And look at that. AB again finds the gap, and that's some really good teamwork from Wait What.
Waffle with a crucial bit of play there, and then it was down to his teammates to bring the passing play home. B peak to Abiogand. It's a goal back, and there's 1 minute 20 remaining. We sure do have a game on our hand here. The 50-50 there. Another 50-50 won by Zedo. B peak and Ralby with another 50-50. The blue team once again coming out on top. And look at that, Sapphire with the redirect, cleared by Waffle. Abiogand is there, but Ralby gets to the ball first. He brings it down to Zedo. Straight back into the hands of B-Peak. This midfield battle, fascinating to watch. But at the end of the day, Wait What still need another goal to take it to overtime.
I feel like the control right now from Burst fanboys is just so on point. They're always just not just going for those shots towards the middle, just trying to clear it out. They're always trying to find each other. You can easily see that every single time they just try to clear it out. They're always just trying to go for either a pass towards the teammate, just push it forward, just to, you know, give a little bit of time for that rotation for their teammates to set them into defense. They're just playing extremely smart at the moment.
Oh, is that on target? Oh, it was, and B-Peak with a mighty save indeed. He might not have, or he might have had a couple of blushes earlier, but he needs to be there. 10 seconds left, shot on target, cleared by Zedo. Abiogand, you can't say that he's been, you know, trying, or not trying rather, he has, but Burbs fanboys with the defense game. It needs to hit the floor. B-Peak clears, and it does now. Burbs fanboys with a huge win, a mature performance against experienced contenders. Who said the Aftershock was overrated or underrated? I don't know what I'm saying anymore. They take the 2-1 win.
I mean, it's proof of Aftershock is OP. Please,
it is, yeah.
But, you know, that's a very, very convincing run there. But I feel like Wait What did put on the end, especially like the second half of this round. They managed to just come back a little bit more. But I feel like Burst fanboys just have a little bit more control over that midfield. And I've done it in the previous series as well when we've seen them. And it's all due to the fact that they're always just trying to play together. And that's just what making them a little bit stronger than the other teams. Just trying to find each other. It's just, especially with these sorts of bubble teams, especially at this level of competition, it's so smart to try to play together. It's such an essence, especially you see the pro teams as well doing the exact same thing. Especially the infield passes are becoming so extremely strong, and it's so dangerous as well. And you just have to focus on that. And it's so difficult to defend against that as well, because it can just bring so much speed to certain shots that it can be so difficult to defend against. And Burp fanboys are just doing that so well at the moment. It's going to be very, very difficult for Wait What to just deal with that. And they really have to just make sure that they gain back the control of that midfield in order to just deal with that sort of stuff.
Oh, do you feel a chill in the air?
Oh man, it's starting to get really cold.
Yeah, we're heading to DA Fetch on a very snowy pitch. We don't see this too often, and I must say, big props up to the rewind to the rewind staff for ensuring that these sorts of maps get in. I love a bit of variant. I wonder whether the map change will work for Wait What. They're in early control of the ball now with Zedo to clear. B-Peak right into the corner. It should be Ralvi's. Indeed it is. Cut out by Abiogant. Sapphire finds Ralvi, and is that an open net? Oh, it is! And it comes off the post.
Very good. You know, respectful call. One player was out of the match. He managed to get back in time. A little bit of respect between both of these teams, not trying to score for those sorts of goals. Perhaps it was unintentional, but still didn't go in. It just shows a little bit of respect and common decency between these teams, and I really enjoy that sort of stuff.
I'm glad you noticed that, because I certainly didn't. And it probably shows, because I'd be like, no mercy. But to be fair, that's why I'm not a Rocket League professional.
Yeah. I know, you know, I probably would have scored that on my own net, you know, just to be fair, you know. So like, oh, there's no opponents, just, you know, only there's a bot right there interfering with something. But right now,
wow.
Sapphire, though, is no bot to be fair to it. He's looking for a team. Perhaps he has found his team in his own. Look at that pass from Zedo. And it just looks so cool. Also, Sapphire just says that the map feels so much smoother than any of the other maps, but he's just doing so well and just scores the first point. Perhaps it's the map. Perhaps Burb actually controls everything. You know what? I feel like this might be rigged by Burb. Now, I won't stretch it too far, but, you know, he did pick the map, so...
It's rigged! It's rigged!
You know, let us know in the chat what you think about that.
Now, Waffle is thinking he's had enough of this. Takes out Zedo. Takes out Ralvi! Man's on a spree. And it's down to Zedo with limited boost to try and clear it. Straight into the hands of Ralvi. Again, right place, right time, but this time in an offensive manner. Really good play. And Zedo looking for the, close down.
Oh, wow.
What a dunk that was.
Look at that play from, I just want to see it from his perspective. Look at that control from him. Getting a touch on that ball, actually winning that 50-50, getting that crossbar down in there. That is just so amazing from his end. So much control from his end. He just deserved that goal. 2 up in the lead, though. And these guys are doing really well so far.
Zedo was a huge part of Burb Fanboys' success over Yasuki in those 2 games in which they required a reverse sweep. And he's coming out on top in game 2 here. Consider this, Burb's Fanboys, if they were to take this, they'd be on match point already. 2-0 up against such experienced competition against a guy on Envy's books. That's massive.
Exactly. I mean, you know, especially Waffle has that experience, especially playing a Lens as well. But look at that. The moment we start talking about him, he shows, you know, I'm worth that tag. Look at that. Such a clean pass between B-Pick over to his Waffle. Clean pass. So much speed on that shot as well. I was just, I mean, as a defender, how do you deal with that? Honestly, it's just so fast. Just after predict, it's a 50% chance you actually read those sorts of shots. It's really difficult to just get closer to that. So it's a really nice play there from Way One.
What a fake by Ralvi. B-Peak in the right position to clear. But yeah, this is not exactly last chance saloon territory for Wait What, but they'd rather get a win on the board now than later. It goes up, Abiogand. And who else was that? It was Zedo, both missing. B-Peak with the demo on Sapphire. And with 2 minutes left on the clock, Fighter, you say that Wait What are in the ascendancy.
Yeah, but they're starting to pass a little bit more towards each other, and that's what is making them a little bit stronger right now. Because I haven't really seen that too much of these guys, and right now you can see, like, the moment they start passing together, start to be a little bit more cooperative. You can really see that the strategy is working out, and it's nice to see that they're actually changing up their style of play. Oh, look at that. These sorts of shots are getting so much speed and traction on those sorts of balls, and they just have to be more consistent on that, and they might actually bring it very close to his Burst Fanboys.
Beautiful play coming out from Wait What. Where was this in game 1, you might be asking? Well, as casters, we ask exactly the same questions. It's why we're here to debate.
Oh.
Well, that was so close to a stroke of genius from Abiogand. For Waffle, it proved to be a stroke of genius that he could follow up on.
And just a little bump on the defender. You try to go for that shot. Even though that bump wouldn't really have mattered, it's just a very clean pass over to the goalie. The goalie had to go for that sort of shot because you don't want that stuff get anywhere closer to your net. So you have to jump up for that. Put him into an awkward position. But now the score is all tied up again. And, you know, I said it before. I was hoping that this would be a very interesting and close match. But Sapphire is like, it's interesting that you scored a goal. But, you know, no, it's all fun and games where we'll just take the lead back right here.
On the minute mark, he doth striketh. Sapphire with a beautiful redirect at an acute angle. Re-establishes the lead for Burbs fanboys. It was no stroke of luck that they won game 1. I think we are establishing this by the second. Nevertheless, B-Peak going to try and get that equaliser back. It's an open net. Abiogand unwilling to commit, and the ball goes all the way down the other end. It's a good clear in the end. I've said end too many times, and I'm going to end my segment here with B-Peak losing possession.
Wow, such a close call for Away. Well, I understand that they have to commit a little bit more. But that was so close to becoming a 4-3. I mean, they almost managed to get to tie up the score again, but that commitment from there. I understand you want to push forward, especially like with 20 seconds left, but you have to be careful.
Waffle there, just looking to disrupt the play. We saw that double demo, and a really nice play from, I think it was Waffle there trying to get it out, but they're being choked now. They're being suffocated. It doesn't matter how much you try and disrupt the play. You need to get it down the other side of the pitch. Unable to do that. Burbs fanboys are on match point.
Just using my pen to just note it down. There we go. Yeah. I mean, very interesting. Once again, it's been extremely close. It's all been about one single goal. First round as well, 2-1. This one, 3-2. It's getting closer and closer, but wait, what? Just missing that little edge that they need to get on top of Burb fanboys. I feel like, especially in the second half, they started passing a lot better to Dakota, and that really resulted in some more goals for them. So I feel like they have to focus a little bit more on that sort of play and just work a lot more together in a team sense, because I feel like Burb fanboys are just doing that so well consistently throughout this tournament. We're always able to find each other and always work together as a team. And it's something that you often miss with these sorts of bubble teams where they don't really have that, you know, since they haven't been playing so long together, they don't hopefully sometimes just get confused here and there. And don't have that ultimate like trust in each other. But especially in these sorts, especially in the finals, just have to have that trust and just have to work out these sorts of issues. I feel like if these guys from White Watt are able to pass a lot more, try to find each other a lot more in the midfield, try to contest more, perhaps be a little bit more aggressive, they might actually have got what it takes to bring it against Burb fanboys. But it's going to be difficult. They have to pull off the reverse sweep to even make this happen.
It's a big ask, but it's not like it's not been done before in the history of Rocket League. It's game 3 here.
Rocket League?
Rocket League.
Is that an English, pronunciation? Perhaps, yeah. I don't know.
I don't know what you want. Doesn't matter. In possession is Abiogand. Brings it into the corner, cleared by Zeno. The early stages of this match, currently in the hands of Wait What. It's pretty crucial that they take a 1-goal lead. Have they been in the lead this entire series? I don't think they have they?
No, they've always been behind, I feel like. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but it's just they're constantly struggling. I mean, the pressure from Burbs fanboys is really just very scary to deal with. And Wait What? They are looking to just put in a little bit of work, especially in his first minute, and put on some good shots, but so many good attempts only matter for nothing. It's just all about scoring those goals, and Robbie just really shows them how it's done.
Abiogand put it high. Ralby was mighty with the laser-pointed shot. 1-0 up. Still, Wait What do not have a lead to their name. And I was looking at that scoreboard from last game, Fighter, and despite getting both of Wait What's goals, Waffle was at the bottom, suggesting that he's not been as involved with the rest of the team, with the rest of play, as he potentially could have been. I know that there's a lot on his shoulders, but when mistakes like that come out, there's a reason why people start to look at you.
of course, he trusted Abe again, and it's just a bit of a poor clear from Abe. He just passed it over towards the middle, just really granted that shot right into the hands of Sapphire. You just have to be aware of those sorts of shots. I understand you want to try to pass it towards the midfield, towards your teammates, but noticing that an opponent is right there in the middle, you have to be careful. Look at Sapphire, though, almost taking down 2 defenders in that attempt, but it's just small little hiccups right here and there from Wait What, and it's currently costing them the win.
Oh, Sapphire has been a real gem to watch as Abiogan with the double demo. Ralvi ending that double demo by sacrificing himself. We still got 3 minutes on the clock, so it's not out of the question for Wait What to mount a comeback. Plenty of time still. Waffle looking to start that counter-attack, but Zedo equal to him. B peek into the corner. Ralvi there once again. It's a good challenge. B peek into the center. Waffles finishes off. That's exactly the sort of goal that they needed.
A lot of hesitation right now. Rafi just a bit of a poor clear in that corner. Just a lot of confusion from him, and Sapphire was not ready for that clear. He expected Rafi just to push that off towards the midfield, and he just pushed up a little bit too much there and just really gave an open net there. But it's a good response from Wait What. They needed that goal to get back into this game, and that just could really change the entire momentum from them as a team.
Similar position to game 2. They are in need of another goal to go 2-2. But then the crucial element that eluded them in game 2, of course, is they went 3-2 down. A big miss from B Peak. That was another opportunity gone a begging as we head towards half-time in this grand final. Match point. B Peak. Sweet redirect, but Sapphire was equal to it. Double commit in the corner. And Ralvi's there once again to close off any sort of pathway into the goal. Oh, Waffle with another redirect. Ralvi there again. Sapphire with another clearance. Defense on point.
Bergstein boys, they are doing everything right. There doesn't seem to be any hesitation in their defense at all. No stress. It just seems that it's just like, oh yeah, that's just a few shots. It just looks easy, you know, just deal with it. Just get back onto a counter. They're just doing that so consistently, though. Look at that pressure right now from Wave 1. And now they finally found that gap in the defense. Took down the entire, look at that, 1 defender, 2 defenders in the same corner. Rawi just had to jump up for that, got confused by that rebound off the back wall and just open it for B-Peak to score on. This is what I like to see from Wait What.
Ruthless, sensational team play. Might be the best team play that we've seen from them all series long, to be fair. But now the initiative is with them. They have to score once more to take this grand final to game number 4. B-Peak to Waffle is closed off by Sapphire. Into the hands of Abiogant, who brings it into the center. B-Peak is waiting. B-Peak on target. Crucial clearance by Zedo.
I mean, those sorts of shots, it's just truly incredible that Berg fanboys are able to get it out. Now the counter, Sapphire just couldn't connect with that. But it just shows how strong they are with those counters. And they just don't give up. They constantly try to push that ball towards that orange half and constantly trying to set up a new attack. Look at that Sapphire. Can he get that double touch? So extremely close. But now they have to be careful. BP on that retaliation. Can't find it back within that though. But it just shows that these teams are trying to pick up the pace in this last minute, trying to get that final goal to seal the deal.
Ralvi again coming up trumps. 45 seconds. Sorry? Of course. While we are re-inviting our moderator, Abiogand makes history in this series. Wait What are up?
I'm not sure what happened there. Just a complete defense of Burp Boys. I mean, they just got struck up in the high pace of this last minute. And now they are behind it. It's the first time we've seen Wait What actually in the lead in this series. It's going to be very interesting to see if they are going to be able to just maintain that lead. Not let Burp Boys take it home, but it's going to be Abergrant that says like, yep, Flickstrider, we're just going to take this lead. You know, we just got this one goal. You know what? How about a second goal lead? You know, it's nice. One goal is just not, you know, not just, you know, close enough. Just make it two goal difference, you know. Make it nice, clean, and take that win. Perhaps, you know, force a reverse sweep. Who knows?
I'm excited. I'm excited. Wait, what? have turned up. Oh, Abiogan with a big save though from Zapphire. They're not going to let this game go down without a fight. And Zapphire looking to continue it on. Zedo with the fake. It's read by Abiogan well. We were slightly worried. Oh, here we go. Is it the own goal? It's the own goal. 5-2. We'll say it's 4-2 for the sake of an accurate scoreline, of course. Wait, what? Are not done. They take a game back.
And I just love that goal explosion. I just love it. Just the Tyrannosaurus Rex, man, just coming out there at the goal. Roar! It just, it does something to me. I don't know why, but it's a great way to just close off the game. And I'm not sure what happened, but Wait What just turned it around completely. And they have to just continue this. I'm not sure what happened in those last 2 minutes, but Wait What just figured it out for some reason. Now, Burp fanboys, they just have to be looking at like, okay, what went wrong in those last 2 minutes? They had it. They pretty much had it down for the entire round. They had a very convincing first and second round, but right now it's always been extremely close. But Wait What decided, it's been close enough. We're going to try to just extend this lead and just perhaps force this reverse sweep.
Lovely stuff there from Wait What. I'm looking at those. Look at the amount of shots that they had on target. 12 to Burbs Fanboys 4. The fanboys are clinical. We've seen this from the match from all the matches that they have committed, that they have done together. But 12 shots. No wonder they've ended up winning that match.
That's a very interesting result, and it's going to be interesting to see how Burp fanboys are going to be able to deal with this. It's a pretty huge defeat. They pretty much smelled their victory, and it's going to be very difficult to just get back into these sorts of matches. It's going to be difficult. I'm interested to see how the response is going to be, because after such a big loss, it's just okay. Getting one of these plays, just make sure that okay, keep your head cool. Make sure okay, this just happened. Let's just focus, get back into the game. Let's just talk about the next one and just get back into the groove of things. Don't let Wait What just get into our heads, because a 5-2 victory can be quite devastating, especially in the finals where you pretty much already we're so close to just getting it down. And it's very important for Burbs fanboys to make sure okay, just remain focused and get that. For Wait What, just keep on doing what they're doing, especially the last minute. Just do that. More passing plays, a lot more aggression, and you might actually be able to take down Burbs fanboys.
Let's pick up on Abiogan. We were talking about him pre-series. We know that this guy has got so much good potential. We know that this guy has got plenty of experience behind him. He turned up big style in this game. Do you think that's been the main shift in momentum towards Wait What? That Abiogan is finally not just shooting, but shooting on target and scoring as well?
I guess you could say it's a big factor, but it's also the fact that these guys have been just playing a lot better together. You saw, especially after the second round, where they're just starting to pass a lot more towards each other, and it's just working together as a whole team. And I feel like, especially in the way Rocket League is being played right now, it's just so extremely important what these guys are doing right now. And it just have to focus a lot more on that, just playing more as a unit instead of just solo plays trying to clear away the ball. It's just work together, like the way that Burbs fanboys have been doing all around this tournament. It's just always trying to find each other, always trying to play together. And that's just one of the things that is making them so extremely strong at the moment. And I feel like if both of these teams are able to just put that a little bit more into perfection, they've got this entire tournament.
Quick reminder to our chat, we hope that you're enjoying this grand final as much as we are. Use that exclamation mark Matcherino in chat. Follow the link. Use the code RGW71 and donate 50 cents for free to the total prize pool for today. These guys are certainly earning their money for sure. And if you want to keep up to date with all things Rewind Gaming, follow us here on Twitch, or if you're feeling extra kind, be sure to subscribe or use exclamation donate, where you can donate directly to the cause. You can also follow Rewind. I think it's at RewindRL on Twitter. Hopefully you got that one correct. You should probably just type in Rewind Gaming on Twitter. You'll find the same account. and you'll be able to keep up to date with all things Rewind. Join our Discord community as well. Lovely bunch of people, good chats, good times. It is, I've just got confirmation, it is Rewind RL, so I'm not going insane.
Nah, I'm maybe a little bit, you know, but you know, we won't judge you for anything, you know. You're new here at Rewind, you know, it's okay, man.
Too kind.
Yeah, you know, too kind, I guess. Also, don't forget to follow us on Twitter. I'm very close to those 200 followers. I just won it.
We need to get you there.
Sure. I need to get. I've been just looking at that counter for so long. I just get me there, and perhaps I'll just do one of those cliche giveaways. I guess. No promises though. But B-Peak doesn't like promises. He just goes straight away off of the bat, trying to get one in right off the bat. Didn't work out for him this time though.
Remember, Burbs fanboys are still on match point. So if they were to win this game, they would win the grand final. It's a big 4 minutes remaining, that's for sure. A big 5-minute match. Well, depending on whether we go into overtime or not, I guess, actually, to be fair. Sapphire is beaten out by B-Peak. A massive demo! And an open net is missed just by Waffle. Sapphire back with the clear. Huge opportunity.
I can't believe that. Wait, what? Did not capitalize on that moment. They had 3 players closer to the net, and all 3 of them just couldn't nail that final shot. It was so extremely close, and Bird fanboys got away lucky on that one. Massive
let off for sure. They have picked up where they left off, where they had left off. Wait, what? I should say. Ralvi finds Sapphire in the air. Waffle brings it back. It's to Abiogand, who whiffs. Waffles looking to continue the play, but it's straight out to Sapphire. Waffles remains in possession, looking to keep it out of Fanboy's hands. Abiogand finds Zedo looking to keep it in the orange half, but it's arguable that Sapphire had a better attempt to bring the play in towards them.
I like the rotations of both of these teams, though. Playing fairly safe, though, making sure they don't make any mistakes. But it's working out for them, though. So far, no goals have been scored in the first 2 minutes of this match. Let's see what team will make the first mistake.
Abiogand off the wall, looking to interfere with play. Ralvi was having none of it. B-Peak makes his way past Ralvi. Zedo off the wall. And it continues on with Ralvi. Straight into the hands of Waffles, who misclears. Ralvi into the center. Abiogand with the clear. Sapphire was waiting.
Feels backflip, man. Sapphire has such a good position to go for that shot. Ooh. A bit of a misclear. Such a poor touch there on the defense from Zedo. It didn't have too much of a choice there. Try to clear. It was a very difficult position, but pretty much passed it over to his B-Peak. Put himself in a very awkward position and just pretty much granted them the first goal on the board.
Worrying territory for Burbs fanboys as they need to get a goal back now. Otherwise, the reverse sweep draws ever closer indeed. Ralvi taking out the game. Waffles makes it a 2-0.
Okay, wait, what? You know, you're not kidding around. I'm not sure. I mean, Sapphire was trying to get in there. It's just, once again, those fast passing plays. I mean, it's something you see a lot in Rocket League right now, especially in the pro scene as well. But these teams, they adapt to it. And Wait What has finally found the switch. Just take it towards Bird fanboys. Bird fanboys have always been on that upper edge. But right now, it seems that it all shifts around towards Wait What. And they completely seem to be in control of this matchup.
Worrying becomes nerve-wracking. Ralvi with a miss. Zedo looking to bump Abiogand out the way. Very different tactic to what we've seen from Burbs fanboys recently. But they're going to need it if they're going to take the grand final in this game. Waffle out from the corner. Sapphire clears. It goes towards net, but B-Peak will be there to clear off the corner. Transitions out over Ralvi. And Zedo intercepts not once, but twice. Great play from him.
The fact he went actually up for that, but now it's to see what sort of opportunities they can create from that. I haven't really seen too many interesting opportunities so far from Bird fanboys. They haven't had a single shot on net so far. Everything has been in the hands of Wait What. They've already had 7 shots in total. And Bird fanboys just have to save every single thing they've had to do so far, but they have yet to put a single shot towards the net of Wait What.
Cute lift from Ralvi is not followed up. And is that on target as well? It was a great save from Zedo, but it's straight back into the hands of B-Peak. Wait, what is not just in the ascendancy, they are ramping up the pressure. All the momentum clearly with them as Waffles keeps it on. B-Peak, what an angle, what a goal. It's 3-0 with a minute to go.
Look at that pass from B-Peak. Look at just a 1-2-1 play. B-Peak over to his Waffles. Just that shows, that is exactly what I wanted to see from Wait What. Just those confident passing plays over to Cesar. And that is what's making him so. I've seen it a couple of times now from Wait What, where it's just either B-Peak and Waffle, just those 1-2-1 passes towards each other. It's just making him so strong. But because they constantly just figure out the way to just completely confuse the defense of Burp fanboys. And they're doing that so consistently at the moment. It's really working for them.
I question whether it was Abio-san turning up last game, which was the difference maker. Well, this game, it has been all Waffles and B-Peak. They have been the difference makers. And that is why they are 3-0 up with 30 seconds to go. If you are Burbs fanboys, what on earth do you do from here? The grand final is slipping through your fingers. Another excellent play there, this time from Abio Gand. Waffles keeps it in, and I'm going to hand it back to you, Fighter. What can they do to recover this situation now?
I mean, I barely seen any sorts of passing plays from Burp fanboys. They constantly seem to be stuck on that mess field, constantly being contested by Wait What. And they don't really seem to have anything to deal with the response. And it's just, they seem to be struggling to find any sort of gap in the defense of Wait What. And I mean, they've had no single shot on that. This might be the first chance they have. No, actually, not a single shot on the net of Wait What in the entire match. I mean, if you ask me what they have to do is at least just try to get, one shot towards the net. That would be nice for them. But, try to get out of their half right now because it's just not looking pretty for them. I mean, Wait What just didn't have to do anything. They just constantly had to just go for the offense, just continuously just go up for that. And Burp fanboys just didn't really have anything to do at this point in this matchup. I mean, they couldn't react towards it. They just were stuck in their own half for the majority of the matchup. And the chances they had, they didn't even get anywhere close towards the net of Wait What. It's tricky for them at the moment.
That is the first time that we've seen Burbs fanboys not score a goal this series. The first time that we have seen this stream a team not score or not have a single shot on target. That is so worrying. And now we're going into the final game of our stream. Wait What are in the perfect position. They have this title in their hands.
I'm personally, I'm just waiting for Burbs fanboys what they're going to be able to do. It's like I've seen Zephyr and Zeta just work well so together. They've been playing a lot of teams together, and I've seen them be able to just perform really well. But right now, especially in the last two rounds, you just haven't really been able to just find each other, haven't been able to just pass through each other, and that is really what's lacking with these guys. If they're going to be able to fix that up, they might actually have a chance against Wait What. But right now, they just really need to focus on trying to fix that up.
Lend the teams your energy. Tell us who you're supporting in chat. It's game day. It's the final game of our series here, the grand final. Wait What against Burbs fanboys. Let's go. 4 minutes 30 on the clock, being a few whiffs here and there. The Burbs fanboys, I think, already looking a little bit more confident. It seems once they go behind, that is when the errors start to come out. A big win by Zedo. Waffles interfering with play. B-Peak off the side. And Rowley out. Oh, a good redirect from Zedo as well. It's not on target, but looking a little bit more lively than last game at least.
I'm just seeing some hiccups though in their attempt. Zedo might actually get that double touch off of the back wall. Actually gets that one in. This is exactly what Burbs fanboys need. And then Zedo, just look at that. Such a clean shot. And I mean, Wait What? You just cannot have any attacker get any opportunities off of those backboards. Just rule number one in Rocket League. Don't get any attacker. Just don't let them get any sort of opportunity after the backboard. They're going to go for a second one. No follow-up, though. But that's a good first point, though, for Burbs fanboys.
Is this another one on target? It was. Abio Gand Good read. Note 1 on the Burbs fanboys checklist. Off. They have scored a goal. They've done better than last game. They cannot afford to let Wait What into this game, though. And they are further tightening the grip. 2-0.
It feels like, wait, what? It's just, perhaps just that our teammate name is just perfectly, wait, what? What happened to the defense? Where was anybody? I feel like they perhaps became a little bit too overconfident after these 2 wins. And like, okay, we got this, we can do it in. But perhaps they have to be a little bit more careful not to commit too many players. Perhaps Burp fanboys have just switched it all around, became a lot more confident in what they were able to do. Finally connecting with each other. This might be the turnaround. However, Waffle tries to get that double touch off the back wall. Shows Seto how it is done, and they are trying to get back into this final round.
We've got a real game of Rocket League on here, ladies and gentlemen. Waffle bringing it back to 2-1. How many times have we seen this story, this series? Burbs fanboys go 2 goals up. Always, somehow, Wait What are able to bring it back. I get the feeling, Fighter, that the big change is going to have to be Burbs fanboys finding a 3rd goal, potentially.
Going to be very important for them to make sure they have a little bit more breathing room in these next couple of minutes into this matchup. A 3-1 would be very nice for them. It's going to be very crucial for them as well, as you mentioned before. It's going to be interesting to see if they're going to be able to pull that off, though, as it feels like Wait What is just warming up a little bit in this 5th round, and see if they're going to be able to tie this up.
Good clear. Waffle only had the backboard to defend off. Oh, that was so close by Sapphire. Oh, what a goal! Ralphie with a brilliant use of making the defense worry a little bit, but then look at this redirect from Zedo.
Wow, but it all started off with some poor defense. B-Pick, sorry, completely blocked off Waffle in that defense. They had 2 goals in that. You never want to be in a situation where you have 2 goalies right next to each other in net with these sorts of opportunities, because it can be so confusing in communications, and that probably just mixed them up a little bit, not being able to respond fast enough to these sorts of opportunities. Sapphire, though, crucial demo for that team, and you said it before, they needed that 3-1 to just get a little bit more breathing room into this matchup, and this is might be all that they need coming into this final round in this matchup. Abio Ganto tries to get that in so close. Waffle, though, finds the gap, and they actually managed to make it 3-2, and it's still getting closer and closer for both of these teams.
Oh, Ralphie he's been impervious on defense so far, but that was a big mistake, and the goal deficit is back down to 1. Do not count out Wait What just yet. 2 Burbs fanboys need to find a 4th to secure this title. Well, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? Ralphie, good clearance. He's in possession now, but with little boosters into the center. Zedo is up, misses the shot, and Ralphie looking to go back in. Sapphire, he lays it off. Ralphie with a good clearance. Is Sapphire going to finish it? Yes, he is. 4-2.
Ravi, perhaps, is actually the MVP of Burbs fanboys. Look at that 50-50 win from him. Perfectly positioning that ball for Sapphire to just land that into the net. It couldn't have went any better for him and his team right now. And once again, they have that 2-goal deficit. Just a little bit more extra breathing room. 1 minute 30 left, though, remaining. This is looking really good for Burbs fanboys.
Oh, we like to say the best still last here at Rewind, and we are not being disappointed. Good challenge there. B-Peak and Zedo, it goes into the center. Ralphie again, he's there to clear. Savior medal. Both Abiogan and Sapphire missed there. Ralphie off the wall. Abiogan into the center. Waffle with the attempted redirect. He takes Zedo out, but Zedo gets to clear. I should say it's the other way around, actually, wasn't it? Zedo taking out Waffles, and now there's a there's a mix-up in attack and defense. Opportunity goes to Beggin, but Burbs fanboys, they remain in the offensive period. 4-2, 45 seconds remaining.
Still be potential for Wait What to get back into the game. Perhaps as I say that, I might curse that team. Right now, a lot of speed coming out of both of these teams. Right now, it's the response for Wait What that we are waiting for to see if they can push this into a 4-4. They have a lot of work cut out for them. With only 20 seconds left, it's going to be very difficult, but they might actually get this one in off of the backboard. Beakman just can't find the back of the net. Good save from Sapphire, and that is so crucial from him.
It was another miss from Rowry, but Sapphire was there to cover up. Oh, they're seconds away! And another big save from Zeno. It was certainly on target. Panic stations, but they don't have to panic anymore. It's Burbs fanboys upsetting the record books. They take the win here in weekly tournament 71.
I just need a moment there. I did not expect Burb fanboys to actually get back this well, especially in those last two rounds. After seeing those last two rounds of Wait What just completely dominating them, I did not expect Burb fanboys to just get back this extremely confident, especially Zeto, but also Sapphire. Even though he's on the lower end of the scoreboard, he did so much well, especially that crucial save at the 25th second mark, just making sure that he just couldn't get that 4-3 in, because that could have still spelled trouble for Burb fanboys. It could spell, created some chances for Wait What to just get back into the game. But Burb fanboys handled that final round so extremely well. Even though they had two pretty big losses, they still managed to come out on top and just managed to take home the win. And they deserved the specialist that last round, especially Zeto. He played so phenomenally well. All three of them, just consistency overall. And well done by them. But also well done to Wait What, of course, because they did play a very good game as well.
Oh, what a sensational series of Rocket League that was. We loved it. We hope that you all enjoyed it in the audience there as well. Be sure to keep in touch with us here at Rewind Gaming, though. Be sure to follow this Twitch account. Be sure to follow on Twitter at RewindRL. And be sure to follow us as well as we go off into the world of esports. You know what, X-Fighter? At XFIJTER. I'm giving you a follow right now. There you go. You're on to 100.
My phone, as she actually did.
198, 199. I can't remember which one. I'm at Kirky Life, by the way, so let's share the love a little bit here. Also, if you want to get involved in these tournaments, be sure to join our community. Exclamation mark Discord, or if you are looking to join a little bit later, just go to Rewind Gaming's website. All of the lovely social media links are there.
Also, don't forget to follow Tractor Manager. Because he's just whispering in our ears, but he's been a very good broadcaster overall on the scene. I feel like our people behind the scenes need to get also a lot of recognition. It's also being Burb, making sure all the lobbies getting hosted. I feel like these sorts of people also need to get the recognition that they deserve. Also, if you're watching right now, if you would be so kind to just drop me a follow. I'm very close to getting that 200 follower mark. I just need two more.
Follow it.
I'm just not plugging it. I've never really plugged it that hard on a stream before, but just help a brother out, It just would be cool to get 200 followers, perhaps. Just get that milestone. Perhaps I will give something away. Perhaps I won't. I'm not sure. I don't really have too many interesting items on Rocket League, to be fair. Just you know what? Just like Shadow Buff, just do it. Just
two away. Help a bro out. I guess though, we've done our plugs. We've done our thanks. Really, the last thanks to give is to you, the audience. Whether you've been since the beginning of the stream, whether you just joined for that final match, or whether you're a bit late and you've realized, oh wait, I've got to catch up on the VOD now. Thank you all so much for your support, for being active. It's great to have you here and to support all of us at Rewind. We certainly hope to see you, whether you're playing or watching, in future weeks. As I say, keep an eye on the Discord and the Twitter for all the lovely infos they'll be going out over the next week. Links are on the screen. There you go. All of the lovely stuff is going up. Tractor knows much more than I do, and much more than X-Fighter knows. We're just babbling on here. Big thank you to everyone. Cheers. We'll see you next week. Thank you to my wonderful friend for this evening, X-Fighter. I've been Ireleak. And enjoy the rest of your evenings. Take care.